There's just no such thing as a slam dunk criminal case. And that's especially true when it comes to the former president, Donald Trump.
Hoaxes and witch hunts, and they've been trying to do anything they can to stop us.
First, before any case gets to trial, it will have to survive legal motions to throw it out.
These are witch hunts. These have been going on for a long time. They've weaponized justice in our country.
If Trump loses those motions, he can try to appeal, which could take months. If a prosecutor survives those motions to dismiss, then you get to the second hurdle, a jury trial. Jurors are normal human beings drawn at random from the general public. Even if a case was tried in a part of the country where Trump isn't very popular, statistically you are very likely to end up with one or more Trump voters on a jury of 12 randomly selected people.
I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Trump is also a current presidential candidate, and being indicted or even convicted doesn't legally stop him from running. A judge would tell jurors to put aside their political views and their personal beliefs, but I know from my days as a prosecutor that jurors are human beings. They're not robots. They're subject to the same emotions, biases, and incentives that any person would be. And the legal bar at trial is far higher than in the grand jury. To get an indictment from a grand jury, the prosecutor only has to convince a majority of jurors that it's more likely than not that Trump committed a crime. But at a trial, the prosecutor must convince the jury unanimously and beyond a reasonable doubt. A single dissenting juror means the case is a mistrial, a disastrous outcome for prosecutors. Even if there is a conviction, then we come to the third hurdle. It's not a certainty that a judge would sentence Trump to prison. This would, of course, depend on the severity of crime. But judges have very broad discretion in whether to sentence a person to prison and for how long. And fourth, and finally, even if Trump is convicted and sentenced to prison, he has the right to appeal. The case would have to be upheld by the Court of Appeals and then possibly the Supreme Court as well. Trump's indictment is a historic moment, a first in United States history. But the ultimate outcome of the case is far from certain.